All right.
All right.
Well, welcome, everybody. I'm Jordan Kaminsky. I'm the membership director here with the WHLA. I'm joined by Monica Gakey, the vice president of WHLA, Kate, the manager of digital strategy at Metropolis Resort, Action City Water Park, and Carter, the hiring manager of Metropolis Resort, Action City and Water Park, and star of their most recent viral TikTok video that I think we'll just call Speed Tours right now. And I want to thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for making time to share your story and insight with our WHLA members. And for full context, I knew nothing of this until I was home from work one day. I was sitting on my couch, doom scrolling TikTok as you do, and I see Carter, and I see an energetic, very funny video running through your property. But amidst the craziness and the funniness of it, it was very informative. It highlighted your amenities, your meeting spaces, water park, games, all in a way that seemed very easily accessible and not very salesy or pushy of any sort of agenda. So I want to talk a little bit about how these videos kind of come to be, and get any insight or perspective you guys have for other properties that want to kind of implement the same thing. So Kate, I'll start with you as kind of the digital strategy expert here. How does an idea like Speed Tours kind of come together? What does the creative process kind of look like from concept to filming to posting? And at what point are you like, hey, Carter, I've got this crazy idea for you?
Yeah, so actually our whole basis for our digital strategy is kind of making sure that we can bring the fun that people experience here and have them introduced to it online before they even step foot in the door. So for this video specifically, our tour videos have always done pretty well. I'm sure you've seen a couple other ones on our TikTok as well. And one of the tours that we had done, it was just one of our Action City employees going, this is this, and this is this. And it did great. And then I was just scrolling one night because I was like, how can we make this more fun? Like bring more of our staff into it. And I actually found, I don't know if you know Trent Miller, but he does speed tours for real estate, like houses. Yeah. He was like, there's no reason we can't do this at the resort and make it fun. And so I sent the link to Carter and I said, you guys need to film this for me. And he did great. So.
No, Carter, you're a great sport about it. And, the video right now stands at over 3 million views. You have other, pinned TikTok videos ranging between 2 million and almost 9 million views, 42,000 followers on TikTok, which we know, especially with younger, millennial, Gen Z, Gen Alpha generations, is just such a massive way to communicate. Kate, follow up to that is, how do you balance wanting to kind of lean into the existing TikTok trends? I think of candy salad or double it and give it to the next person, grimace shakes, all that stuff that I see all the time. And then something, original that you can kind of catch people that maybe they haven't seen yet before.
Yeah, I think that's like the hardest part of doing TikTok is just making sure that you're
a little long, but
and kind of coming up with things on your own as well. So a lot of our coming up with things on our own features our staff, just because I think that's a great way for us to connect with people. But then also in terms of jumping onto trends, I have some really great social media coordinators who help me with that. And they're a little bit younger than me even. So they're sometimes just a little bit better at saying, here's how we can twist this for ourselves, because we are a family-friendly property. So a lot of times we just have to be kind of careful how we're twisting things and making sure that it aligns with our values as well.
Yeah, 100%. Just keep it lighthearted, keep it fun.
Yeah.
Carter, for you, like, what was this like? What was your reaction, I guess, first when Kate kind of came to you with the idea? And then at what point after it was posted, did you kind of think like, oh, like we're onto something here? Did you kind of know it like early on, or was it kind of something that kind of caught you by surprise?
Yeah, so that was actually the second time we had filmed it. The first time, like the thing died like halfway through, so we were only like halfway through the building. But yeah, it blew up. Like honestly, 3 hours into it, it had like 100,000 views, and I was like, oh my goodness! And then all my friends started texting me, and my parents' group chats were blowing up, and just everything started to blow up around me. So I was like, oh, we actually have something going on here.
That's funny. You become like a local celebrity overnight. So I guess, Kate, then you have this, viral video on your hands. It's getting comments and engagement and all of these things probably targeted locally and nationally and worldwide. How does a viral video like that change then your content strategy immediately after, right? Because you're probably trying to kind of capitalize on some of that momentum at the same time.
Yeah, so a lot of the time what I like to pay attention to is the comments, because that pretty much tells you what people are looking for from there on out. So like a big one we got on this video specifically is, where are you located? Because I don't know if we ever said that in the video, but we had then people calling from out of state, like Virginia, Maryland, and they were asking what location is closest to us, which is kind of crazy. So we're like, well, we have one location. So yeah, now we have a couple of videos in the works where we explain our location a little bit better. And that also helps us explain that we're like local and family owned, which is great. And then I do think we're going to film a couple more videos just in different places of the park that people were really interested in. So it's fun to get ideas from that.
Yeah, it's such a massive property, right? There's no shortage of available content. You know, Carter, for you, like, you know, over 3 million views. Are you getting recognized by guests now? Are they coming in?
Yeah, no.
So
I'll walk around the resort, and the like 7 to 14-year-olds are like, "You're the speed tour guy, right?" And I've had multiple people ask for my autograph, and I'm like,
That's
okay,
crazy.
that's a little crazy. I've been recognized in public, like at the mall or Walmart. They're like, "Oh, you're from Metropolis Resort. Like, I've seen you on TikTok." Yeah. So there's like people who will recognize other people at the resort and be like, "Are you the speed tour guy?" Like asking for me too. It's kind of funny.
That's so cool. And I imagine, like, again, as a resort, as a destination for birthday parties, events, like that wide net you cast across the world, across the country, like maybe it's not an immediate thing, but 6 months from now, a year from now, when those people are planning their trips and they're coming to Metropolis, they're still like, I wonder if that speed tours guy is here. So it has this kind of long lasting ripple effect. Carter, do you feel like that's changed a little bit of how you historically interact with guests, right? So much of our relationships with guests on the ground is just 100% face to face. Do you feel now you have a better ability to connect with past and future guests kind of in more of like a parasocial way because of your presence on social media?
Yeah, it honestly makes it feel like the guests are more of friends instead of guests. Does that make sense? I'm like closer to them, but like I don't know who they are.
Yeah, I love that. Katie, from your perspective too, it's just like another like more broad way to stay connected with guests who know of you guys, or maybe don't, but aren't, you know, immediately visiting you guys, you know, in any given moment, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great. And like I said, how we try to pull in our staff, they are the experience, and that's how we make sure that people feel the resort even when they haven't stepped foot in the door yet. So that's a big goal of ours. So even somebody just saying that like they know Carter before they walk in the door, or like we've gotten comments like, well, we came in today to find Carter. Like that's huge. So even just they feel like they know us a little bit is awesome.
Leveraging the personalities of your staff, that's such a, when in doubt, like lean on that. Last question for each of you guys, and I bet maybe you have even different perspectives, but I think advice from both of you guys, from starring in videos to kind of conceptualizing them, what advice would you give to other, you know, specifically like hotel property owners and managers who want to do more with social media, say, oh, man, I want to get in on that, but I don't know how to start, or I don't know how to gain traction or an audience. You know, what has that looked like for you guys? And again, what advice might you give?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite questions. I talk about it a lot at like other conferences and things I go to, because a lot of hotels, I think they don't think that they can do it or that people would be interested. But when we started our TikTok account, I think I was 18 and I was working in housekeeping, and Sarah, our general manager, just asked us to start. And it pretty much just blew up from there. And now it's part of my full-time job and I love it. But I think people are always interested, especially if you're showing them like behind the scenes or things they might not know, or just making those relationships with people beyond selling.
Yeah. What about you, Carter?
Honestly, it's like just scrolling on TikTok and finding videos like you as like a worker of the floor, like, and sending them to people and be like, hey, can you edit this so I can do this in our resort? Because I think it'll blow up. Like there's multiple videos that like we have in the makings that we'll just find and we'll send to Kate and be like, hey, we want to make this. Is this allowed?
Yep. Yeah, our staff is great. They send me stuff all the time. And then I say, if you want to film it and send it over to me, we'll get it put up. So it's super helpful to have all of them around.
I love that. And I imagine like, yeah, if one of us thinks something's like really funny, I imagine a lot of other people would probably think that as well. So
Yeah, for
you don't
sure.
always have to be reinventing the wheel. No, that's so cool. And I imagine too, like, and going through your feed, consistency is probably the most important like kind of ingredient here, right? Like not every video is going to get millions of views. There's going to be some that don't get as much traction, some that do. But I imagine just like staying on that schedule and being consistent will pay off in the long run.
Yeah, the consistency for sure is a big part of it. And the consistency also helps too because you have a very balanced stream of content coming in that like we use on the back end for ads and stuff. And yeah, I just think it's important that people know we're here. The awareness is the most important part. So
yeah, I couldn't agree more. Well, that's all I have for the two of you. Kate, Carter, I really appreciate the time and the information. It's going to be so valuable to the WHLA members. So thanks again and good luck. And I'm sure I'll be seeing Carter's face on more TikToks here in the near future.
yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Can you stop the recording?